theorize power and domination from different perspectives. Gender perspective, race perspective, class perspective, right? So we need a multi-perspectival theory to understand power and domination and to understand history, the evolution of human history. We need to understand how these various forms of oppression and domination support one another, underpin one another, reinforce one another, catalyze one another, together create structures of domination that work together and feed off one another. And we need to understand how that works theoretically then, and we need different perspectives for that. No one perspective. For instance, a class perspective, we learned that over a century ago. Class perspective cannot illuminate racism and sexism very well, does not illuminate culture, everyday life, a whole lot of things. You can't illuminate from a class perspective, but boy, do we need a class perspective. Still, Marxism is not dead. We still need a class perspective to understand capitalism. There's still a capitalist society, last time I checked. We still need to talk about class exploitation, alienation, domination, commodification, etc. We need to still talk about class. We need to talk about some other things too, which is where we're going to come in. So that's the theoretical approach to understanding these various forms of domination and the multifaceted nature of this crisis. This is what I call multi-perspectival theory. Now, the political equivalent or corollary of that, what I call alliance politics, a common name, alliance politics. So if we're going to look at the problem analytically from different perspectives, we got to solve it politically from also different perspectives, different social movements, different social critiques, different social positions. And what alliance politics does is to build bridges across these different movements. Typically, we tend to burn bridges rather than build them. We need to start building bridges across different social movements and working against common enemies and in favor of common goals. Now, we do have some common enemies, all the different social movements you can imagine, including ours. And one certainly, I'm afraid to say, is capitalism. Capitalism is incompatible with the kind of world we seek. It is a system based upon predatory violence, exploitation. It feeds off the misery of the poor and the oppressed. It creates inequality by its very nature and structure, and it is inherently unsustainable. This system has got to go. Now, how we can do this is one question. We need to be frank in recognizing that we need systemic change. We cannot have a marketized society globally with the only restrictions being against anything that inhibits free trade